Hello, thanks for joining me, astrologer Patrick Arundell, for your astrological overview for week commencing the 21st of March. As last week came to a close, we of course had the spring equinox, the start of the astrological new year. But of course, if you live in the southern hemisphere, it's your autumn equinox. But as far as astrology is concerned, it all begins from the sign of Aries. And Aries, the sun, is joined by Mercury in Aries on Monday of this week. And the two are going to be cooperating closely for the rest of this week. Now, when this happens, it can spark a lot of initiative, quick thinking, but also it can see us jump to conclusions, and particularly in the sign of Aries. So that is something we just need to be conscious of, is not being too impetuous. But both are going to be combining with the ruler of Aries, which is the planet Mars. Now, Mars is in a very explorative, adventurous part of everybody's situation now, in the sense of its location in Sagittarius, where it's been since March the 9th. This is a real go-getting area, but its link to the Sun and Mercury really points towards a lot of energy flooding into the situation. We've gone through a very watery phase of the year when emotions and imagination have been heightened, but now we're much more talking about action, getting things done, initiating things, beginning new processes, and that's very, very exciting. But not only are those two cooperating with Mars, we also, of course, have a lunar eclipse. And that lunar eclipse on Wednesday is in the sign of Libra, which opposes the Sun in Aries. This is all about making sure that we don't become so single-minded and so task-orientated that we forget that there are people involved in the equation, that we need to negotiate, be diplomatic, to give and take, to work collectively, and that's what Libra energy is about. And that's just a reminder, but it also links to the solar eclipse of the 9th of March, which was in Pisces, which of course was much more watery. So all that psychological energy is meshing together with the more logical, analytical powers of Libra. So for the next 6 months, yes, we can get swept away by situations, but we also need to take it back to how does it feel? Do we feel comfortable? Do things feel in balance? Or do we need to realign? That's what that influence is going to help us to do. Secondly, in the last part of this week, Venus, the ruler of Libra, and Jupiter are in opposition. This can be a very jolly link. It can give us a sense that we should have fun. It's not really greatly motivating, to be quite honest, but I think with all that Martian energy around, I don't think it's going to have too much of a bearing in that regard. But it does point towards maybe there is some still dreamy stuff going around, and if you are someone who likes to help others, do charitable deeds, then something good could happen in the latter part of this week, or it could be a time when someone takes your fancy. But with Saturn, the planet of structure, in Sagittarius along with Mars, slamming on the brakes on Friday, the next 5.5 months suggest that knowledge is going to be key. So whatever you're contemplating doing, it is going to be important to do the research very carefully, to be well informed before taking steps forwards. But once you're clear about all of that, this can be a week where huge, giant steps of progress can be made. It's been a real pleasure being with you. Thank you for joining me. Good luck and goodbye for now.